cards.
Yo, what up? The intro went all the way through again. Wow. Nothing happened while the intro was running. Oh wait, I have a letter actually. Ravencrest. I don't think this is the note that I should be able to read. Oh, yeah it is. It says, well, I'll read it actually outright. The letter seems to be wiped clean. The ink somehow removed except for a short response left. Jeanoopie. Oh, actually her voice is like higher pitch, I guess. Jeanoopie. 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 You got something to say, Cat? Jeanoopie. Jeanoopie. No, you don't want to say anything? Because I'm looking at you? Weird. Alright. I'm glad the letter has proven useful. I did remove the ink and have tried to keep my letter short. I will visit again soon, Tamina. Personally, my evening's pretty good. I have finished half of my fried rice. I'm sleepy also. Oh snap, I see someone. Oh, they're gonna go the other way.
I see Jeanoopie.
We should stop and say hi, yes.
I was
Literally,
just
you're gonna
gonna
have to
say-
shift.
I was just gonna say passing by without saying hi wouldn't be very nice. Jeanoopie.
Luna, you should shift.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, I have something for you. I don't know where you want it though. I negotiated with the village and I got a chandelier. I don't know if it's one of yours. But they had a very nice one that I aggressively negotiated for.
Hi,
Okay. Hello.
So I don't know where you want me to set it, but I do
Um,
have that for you.
well, they used to hang in the open area this way. So I guess underneath in a box or something until we can hang it.
Okay. I would help hang it, but I'm quite a bit too short, I think.
You could just climb onto the ceiling?
If you want.
I'm not sure that would work out. Oh, that one ceiling tile is unfortunate, though. I'm going to stop looking. There. I don't know if that's yours or not, but if you don't want it, you know, they're not going to miss it anymore.
Thank you. Oh, wait, is it this one?
Yeah. There you are. Oh, I was just making sure you were still with us.
Yes, I was. I was just thinking on a few things.
Okay.
I've been thinking on things as well recently.
Thinking is a dangerous hobby.
Yep.
What have you been thinking about?
Well, I think the same things pretty much all the time.
Like what?
For example, there are 501 triangles, 69 squares that make up the floor and ceiling, 720 boards in all. There are 32 fences and 39 posts. There are 64 planks that make up the fence. There are 105 wall panels.
Whoa. You've had a lot of free time. That makes sense that you'd know all of that. Still very impressive.
Thank you.
We really need to find a way to get you out of this house.
It's fine. People come by every couple hours.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah, it's fine that people come by to visit, but wouldn't you like to go out and visit them?
Perhaps, but I do have the piece of paper I can send letters now.
That's true.
Plus, it's important if someone stops by.
Well, is there anything else we can bring inside of your home that you might enjoy? I don't know if you actually enjoy counting, but
One of the mercenaries was gonna bring by some carpet. I told
do you
her
remember
to
which
just,
one?
Yes, the one with blue hair.
Oh,
Not Riley and not Ash.
do you mean Marlowe?
Yes,
All right, we were actually just headed over there, to check to see if Ulfric was awake. I could see if Marlowe is also awake.
okay. No rush. Just for clarification, is Ulfric the man with the tattoos or the taller one?
He has no hair and he's pretty tall, I think.
But he does have tattoos on his face as well.
Okay. Who's the taller one?
Between Ulfric and who?
I don't. Let me think. I'm forgetting. Aren't there
Was
four
it-
mercenaries?
Something like that. Was it Stanley? Is that who the other person is you're trying to think of?
I'm not sure. There's a woman
There's
and a man with a mohawk and a man with a lot of tattoos and then a fourth one that's very big.
there's Stanley, Marlowe, Ulfric. What is that other one's name to me? It starts with a D.
Valhazak, and then
No. The other large man. It's like Dakan, Dazan, does something. I wish I could remember. I feel kind of bad now. I've only met him once, but I think he's the bigger one.
Don't worry. I've forgotten hundreds of years of names.
I mean, I guess that does make me feel a little better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But regardless, I think he's the larger one. Stanley's taller than Ulfric, I want to say. But doesn't have tattoos on his face, and he has hair.
oh, apparently he is going bald though. His hairline is receding, is what Ulfric said.
Didn't you call him a five-head? You're so rude to me now.
After what Stanley has said to me and done, I don't think that was rude. I think that was fair. Very fair.
Okay. Oh, you got a bird as well.
Yeah, his name is. His name is
What?
Apparently you haven't named it.
Carrots.
Carrot?
Carrots.
Her name is Carrots.
Her name
Carrots
is.
is very cute.
I would like to know why it's plural, though.
Because one more carrots is better than one carrot.
I suppose that's accurate. Just curious if there was any particular reason.
Because Alpha
was
doesn't
it
let me eat
accurate?
vegetables. Apparently they won't make me grow strong.
What?
Okay, I'm like trying to eat fruit and veggies because it's my secret joy, and he like, no, don't eat that. You need to eat red meat because that'll make you bigger and stronger.
I feel like the window to become bigger and stronger has passed for you, Luna. I'm going to be honest.
Wow, really? That was hard.
Well, it's better than having false hope, I suppose. It's a kindness.
Well, you can be stronger without being bigger.
That's very
Yeah.
true. And it includes red meat, but it also includes vegetables. So there you go.
Definitely vegetables.
Maybe you could be my vegetable dealer when he's not looking.
Boy.
Some kids do drugs, my do vegetables.
Is that what you are now, Rayleigh? Are you a vegetable dealer?
She's
I-
also my kidnapper.
I don't like these titles I'm accruing. They all sound awful. I'm a dealer
Well,
and
too
a
late.
kidnapper. Oh boy.
Yeah, and not only that, but she fed me alcohol food.
I did give the small wolf absinthe. That is correct. I will not apologize.
Wow, you're breaking all of the rules today. Did you just wake up ready to cause anarchy?
I didn't even
Listen,
choose most.
listen, Alpha is not awake. Like I said, when the Alpha sleeps, the pup will play.
When the alpha wakes up, Rayleigh will be very sad.
When the Alpha wakes up, he will not be any of the wiser. Because you all value me and don't want my tail
You
shaved
immediately
to a
told-
rat stump.
Last time we were here, you immediately told him that I was going to kidnap you. So I don't trust in your ability to keep secrets, Luna. I'm not
Listen, when you're under the influence of an Alpha, it's this whole thing. You can't keep secrets.
So then what makes you think he won't be any the wiser until you tell him everything that's happened?
Because he won't ask what I did yesterday because he doesn't actually care.
Oh boy.
The real question is, how are you going to buy my silence?
I mean, I could just make you an accomplice, so if
Do
you'd
you
like to
see
kill the alpha,
my
what be in.
big floofy tail? Do you see my big floofy tail? Do you want to see it become shaved down into nothing but a wiry rat tail? No? Well then you stay silent.
I mean, you didn't even give
No.
us time to answer. It could be a good look for you.
It could be. Not only that, but you could definitely hit the alpha with it.
Ooh,
a whip.
a whip!
Exactly.
Well then
He's
he'll
just
just
giving you a
cut it
weapon.
down to a rabbit tail, of which he has threatened many times.
Oh.
Our tails are what humans are to their hair. Very vain things.
This has gotten dark.
I won't
Oh, that's
tell
only half of what
anyone.
he said. Thanks. Thanks, man. You're the real one. I think you're a man. I don't know. Would you call a ghost a man?
If you want, sure.
Alright, sweet cheeks.
Well, that was an interesting name to default to.
I don't know if you're sweet and I can't see the cheeks. So. Anyway, we were on
Alright.
an errand, right? Maybe I should see myself out.
Oh, I
Out.
apologize for stopping you.
You didn't stop us. I told
we
you to
chose
stop.
to come see you.
Yeah. I made them down.
No, it was well worth a stop. I was not even paying attention, so I apologize about that.
You didn't
No
see the
problem.
door floating in through the window. Tamina.
Listen. I didn't, okay? I wasn't paying attention.
That's
It's okay.
okay.
Well,
Jinx,
it was nice to experience you again, Jeanoopie. We'll come back later, I'm sure.
you as well. Thank you very much. You look great again today, Miss Tamina.
Oh, thank you. I was trying something a little bit different today, but I quite like the color.
What color is it?
Gray
I
and
don't know
blue
what's happening.
is what I went with.
I see.
I
Those are good
That was, you
colors.
saw nothing?
Oh, I actually did, so that works out.
Yes, I'll be stopping by to ask you a few questions about the letter you sent me, but I have a delivery to make, so I apologize.
Okay, I'll be here at least for several hours.
Alright.
What the hell was that?
Oh?
I don't know. I was thinking that I was hungry and it just happened.
She turned into a whole ass rabbit.
Wait, what? Wait, whoa,
You
whoa,
heard
whoa. What?
Now
No,
I know why she
how?
wants
Whoa.
carrots. She wants carrots, and I wonder
How?
why.
How
That
is
would
possible?
definitely fit in the chimney.
You know what? You were right. Can we shove the rabbit into the chimney?
If you want.
Alrighty.
Well, now I don't
Come
know.
on.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Yo, you know what we gotta do? I might not be able to get them to read this freaking book by referencing the chimney all the time, but there it is. When Marlo was here, oh, there they go again. They went the other way. Didn't want to talk to old Jeanoopie. Alright, let's write this letter. Figure out what exactly we want to say or need to say or whatever. Yeah, so Tamina said, like, make sure you get this exact piece of paper. You can only currently use this piece of paper. And I was like, I know, it sucks. So I wrote her the letter first. It worked. She sent it back. I need this one to come back. And it kind of forces people to reply. Good evening, Byaku. Even though that's not how you spell it. That's fine. He didn't tell me how to spell it, so there you go. When we spoke in the pumpkin patch, we discussed sending you a letter when I was able. As a ghost, it's been quite difficult to track down the implements of writing. Clearly, though, I have located at least this single page. And now I write to inquire about you. Was your home where you remembered it was? It seemed a little unsure when you gave me directions. Have you seen any interesting places in your travels? I know what solitary time can be like, so I hope you've come across some individuals who travel similar paths as you do. Jeanoopie Solanum Melongena. Please return this exact piece of paper, as it is the only enchanted parchment I have been able to interact with recently. Done. Bloop. Bloop. I didn't find...
Good evening.
How have you been?
The same as always.
You done anything different?
Well, I've been staring out towards the water today.
What's that?
I've been staring towards the water.
That sounds boring.
But it's different than yesterday.
Other than staring at the front, you were staring at the back.
Right.
That's... Alright, I guess. I don't know, for some reason I still feel like the little setup in the back seems like a murder scene.
A murder. It's a painting easel.
Yes, a painting easel set up in the back, looking over the waters towards the mountain for a nice view to paint. But then again, you have a knife sitting near the edge, and then again, the railings, the fence, sort of gone to not block the view. I mean, you never know. Someone could decide to just sneak up behind you or something, and then I can stab you in the back,
I
fall
explained
into
the
the water,
knife.
hit a thing. Yeah, I know, for trimming. But it's
Everyone
too far
needs
away
a
from the
knife.
bushes. I mean, I suppose so. I didn't know you guys wanted to reach for it behind the painting.
No, it's normally on the table.
Suppose so. Knife all the way over there, but alright.
Well, it probably rolled down the hill in a storm or something.
Possibly. Where's this doing? Okay.
Why would you need a knife if you're gonna push someone off a cliff?
I mean, stab them, push them, assume they die by the fall instead of being murdered in cold blood. Someone just said they think that they slept or whatever. I don't know, but hey, like I said, looks like a murder scene to me.
That sounds like a terrible way to go.
Did you add anything new to your book?
I did put another entry in for today.
Is it the same thing?
It is.
What's with the Ouija board?
Now, I've been using it to work out.
Huh? Okay. Alright, I guess. So weird. Then I didn't. You know what? Maybe you can interact with the Ouija board.
Not yet, but I'm trying.
I've been working on getting you some good. Decided to
Oh,
make trade with those of that headachy island. Make trade, blah blah blah. For an egress door, I'd take 30 curtains or something like that.
no. Well, I appreciate your time.
What is this? This is,
A very dirty mirror.
my God. I was like, I don't remember this being here. Why is it so dirty? Oh,
Works
you know what? Never
pretty
mind.
well for me.
A dirty mirror. Oh, okay.
She's so close.
I don't get it.
Get what?
This is a fireplace?
Yes.
Do you fan the smoke up there?
Well, smoke naturally rises.
I mean, yeah, but like, it spreads too, you know?
It does. Yes.
I mean, you won't. Actually, never mind. It's not like you're gonna get affected by it or anything.
No. No one's cooked or cleaned the chimney in quite a while.
So the chimney is just dirty.
I suppose. I spend a lot of time up there.
In the chimney?
No, on the roof.
Trying to clean it?
No, just looking out over stuff.
Okay. I haven't really done much lately.
Me
All I've been doing
either.
is looking. I mean, yeah, for sure. You don't have to tell me. I'm not really asking you to tell me about your day, Jeanoopie.
Okay. Tell me about your day.
Well. See what you meant by red fucking flower with pointy thorns. I took a closer look at the lotuses and realized that they actually got pointy petals.
Oh.
Petals. Yeah.
Did
When
you
you first described it, I
visit-
thought you meant lotus or something, because you said flower. And
I don't know. It's sort of a hazy image they were sending.
that's funny. I still couldn't find Sanji, Sanye,
Uh-huh.
whatever their name is.
Sanjay. I haven't seen him either. Did you go to the snow?
Yeah, I went there. I didn't. Someone's coming. I didn't see them there at all, but I did see a gigantic fucking wolf. It was huge. Massive.
That where you got the fur?
But, no! I just carry this around with me when I get cold up there.
I see.
Hello.
Boy, hello,
Hello.
hello, spirit.
Welcome back.
How is your harvest?
I guess
It's just
about
like
the
that.
same.
Your best friend. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone you come across becomes your friend. If they stop
I
to talk.
suppose. I'm glad
Take
you
care.
got warmer. Goodbye.
And why? Genki.
Huh?
That person was on the edge yesterday or the day before.
On the edge. As in, very pissed off.
No, sorta weak or something.
Oh. Near death.
Yes,
Oh. Oh, that's bad.
they seem
And they just
fine
kinda-
today though, so.
Huh. I guess that's good, I suppose. I don't even know what to talk to you about. Come to think of it, you are a ghost. Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's okay,
know.
it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, you're all blue and glowing, kind of like the dead skeletons. How come you don't have that form? No, oh well. It's not really a dead skeleton. It's more like a ghostly skeleton-looking thing.
Spooky.
Yeah, there were times where there are some other ghostly ones that drop something called, well, secrete something called ectoplasm.
Gross.
I mean, it's something that most ghostly things secrete, kind of like their own blood or something. But, yeah, I figured that if I could find that, obtain that somehow, maybe I could just rub it on a random pen, quill, whatever. It doesn't even matter what it is, and you might be able to use it. I don't know.
That's an interesting theory I don't think I've tested before.
I don't even think you'd be able to. You don't. You're like a little ball, a spirit ball. You know what I mean? You can phase through anything, whatnot. You don't really have an actual form, like a body. You know what I mean?
Right.
That'll actually.
Of course.
Yeah. So, you know what? I don't even know if that would even work anymore.
Well, I could read you a poem.
A poem? What for?
I don't know, I was just trying to think of things I could do to entertain you.
I mean, you don't have to entertain me. I come and go. You see me multiple times.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just letting that awkward silence linger on purpose.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen anyone else lately?
Domina and Rayleigh stopped by earlier.
Oh. Well. It's nice to know that you're still getting company.
Yes.
I bet
About.
it's really boring sitting here for hours on end.
It was about 2 hours ago.
Oh. That's... I could do many things in an hour. Oh. I mean, that's something. That's good, I suppose. I mean,
Right.
moving around on foot really does take a while to get around places. Completely get it, man. I really just want to take you places, just so you can see things, instead of have to sit here looking over the horizon, wondering when the next person will come, or when your quote-unquote friend returns to collect you or something.
It's okay, I don't mind. I've had a lot of practice.
Do you have emotion? I actually wonder about that. Do you have emotion? I mean, you don't show it in your voice.
It's a question that comes up a lot, actually.
So is it yes or no?
I think so.
You think so? I mean, sorta. You do question things. Shows a little bit of emotion.
Right. Curiosity, and sad I think that the house is in disrepair.
Man, you know what? I've never mind. You remember the idea about burning your house down? Yeah, it's probably best not to do that. Because maybe you're not an actual vengeful spirit, but if this house gets burned down, then you'll actually be upset and then start haunting the person that did it. Or probably attacking everyone you see within sight. Yeah. We don't want that.
Okay, right. Good call.
Mm-hmm. Maybe finding your friends will put you at peace, but I do not know if I will be able to find your ankle friend. What? A Henkel. Whatever his name is.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Lance.
Henkel.
Lance and Periwinkle.
Periwinkle. Hmm. You sure they weren't elves? You sure? Are you sure they were elves and not gnomes?
Yes. They chose the name to fit in with their clients.
Clients?
Yes.
Like, they paint pictures for people, is that what you mean?
No,
And people want...
we paint it as a hobby.
What do people come by wanting?
Oh, they sold them in another plane.
Here, is this better?
What services did you guys offer? Question mark.
Master Lance is a jeweler.
Jewelry. Mm-hmm.
Miss Periwinkle made mostly weapons.
They were smithies.
Less metallic, I guess. More primitive weapons.
Welders or something. Oh, one of them.
Like
Maybe
bows and
welders.
spears and such.
Okay. Learn more and more. You ever ask anyone to help you with their chores so you're not as sad that the house is fucked in a way?
I don't want to impose, and technically it probably doesn't matter, but I have asked some people.
What if you ask them?
Well, for example, you're sourcing curtains, so there's that.
Alright. It's a simple task. I'm too scared to go for silk myself. I don't like spiders. I don't want that problem. I'll just simply make trade or whatever. I'm still attempting to get the stuff. I just need to grab the door and then head back over to the damn... What do they even call themselves? I don't know. The fucking headachy building. Get those fucking curtains. And then just come back and deliver them to you. You know, maybe help you put them up.
I have no idea what that building is.
I know you don't. I know you don't. Have you met a person named Dizzy?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
You have?
Is it a very tall lizard?
Oh, nope. 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 Never met him.
I met a lizard named Izzy 400 years ago.
How long have you been here?
Difficult to say, I'd say. I'm
Okay.
not exactly sure.
Alright. 400 years ago? Then was it? How many years have you been here? No clue. How long have you been dead? No idea. Are you dead? I don't know. I mean, maybe. Maybe an accident happened.
You're asking the good questions.
I still think it's a murder scene. That knife was too far from
Honk.
the painting.
I-
Oh, a honk. Oh, hmm?
Sometimes I can get the spirits to answer if I sorta get their attention.
So you say honk.
Honking at spirits is the best way.
Okay.
Sorta
Sometimes-
startles them a little.
Oh. Alright. I guess. I mean, the only one you'll probably attract is the one that speaks gibberish? I don't know.
Right. Well, they all have their little quirks.
Suppose so. Are there? Do you know? Or is there no limit?
Do I know what?
How many spirits that live here?
That live here. Oh, well,
Not live here, that
none
you
of
come
us.
across, talk to, or something? Oh, goodness.
I am bound here. I don't think anything else is.
Don't mind that.
Most spirits kind of float around wherever they want.
You know what? I don't even know what to think of you. I'm too busy trying to piece together how you passed away. You probably just died here naturally. Someone probably murdered you. You probably dabbled in a little bit of sinning or something. You probably
Oh, no. Well, I appreciate your concern. If you'd like to investigate, you're welcome to.
Okay. I mean, you never know. Maybe you were too busy trying to mop the floor, but then you slipped and broke your neck.
Possible.
Possible, but not impossible. Wait, what is that? Excuse me. What is this? Why you... Never mind. Forget that. It's just simple.
That used to hang herbs for drying. Do you think I was killed by hanging herbs?
Killed by hanging herbs? Well, no. I don't know. How do
I
you
thought-
die from hanging herbs?
I thought we were throwing out wild ideas.
No. See, my ideas aren't really wild, you know. 3 rings.
Those are the ones Master Lance made. They have tiny engravings on them.
Your funky Ouija board thingy. This random book here. You mind if I look in the box?
Have at it. It's just stuff that's been here for ages.
It's not like you could stop me from looking in them anyway.
Nope.
Now I can sort of somewhat see why you've been getting robbed. I don't know if you've seen it happen or not.
There was a raccoon in here yesterday.
A raccoon.
I wouldn't call it a robbery so much as a sort of a sniffing.
That's alright. You're missing lots of furniture. I don't know what furniture you had, but you're missing a lot of it.
Indeed.
So, can you explain that?
It's an easel. You paint on it, you put the canvas on it.
Not the easel. Not the easel. You got a little bowl sitting on the other side of the fence.
Oh. When you're making paint out of natural materials, further down the process, you use a mortar and a pestle to make it into a paste. There's a book on it.
I know, but do you know the reason why it's on the other side of the fence?
Well, it probably rolled down like the other stuff.
Suppose so. What is this rock ring? Campfire?
It's a fairy circle.
A fairy circle for what?
Well, I can't do magic, but I assume that the Hinkles used it. I never saw it used myself.
Oh my god, a shovel! I'm just kidding.
What does it mean?
Murder! No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's the shovel I used to use for weeding.
Oh, right.
Oh, you're so close! Please!
If you're interested in making your own pigment, the book is right here.
Pigment. Oh. I'm blind. And there's more.
Yo, we got it! We got there!
Oh. I wonder what this one says then. These are poems. Okay.
Yup.
What other book you got lying around? Scene 3.
Sanjay did give me a few enchanted tomes, but I keep losing them.
How many did you get?
Two or three, I think.
2 or 3. So I've seen basically all of them.
Well, those books have been there for quite a while on the bookshelf.
But you can't interact with them.
Luna pulled one down and knocked it open, and then I read her a poem.
What's with the ritual dagger?
What?
What?
Okay, that's not ours.
Isn't?
I've never
I mean,
seen
that's
that
been
dagger
here.
before.
It's been here for a while.
Oh,
I did take a peek, but that's been here since I first stepped in and had a look.
I don't normally look in the boxes, so maybe someone left it while they were taking something else.
Someone, you've been robbed again. Oh, that's what.
Kind of a reverse robbery.
Okay. Excuse me. Mind if I have a look at the roof?
If you want. It looks a lot like every other roof.
A roof. I mean, you hang up there a lot. Maybe you dropped a book up there or something. Wait. Yeah, if you can interact with it, I'm sure you can carry it with you or something.
Oh, she's so freaking close.
Looks like, yeah, it looks like a normal roof.
Yup.
Strangely built roof. I hate building roofs, honestly. Oh, let me get down it. Get from up here. It's actually making me.
Oh, so close.
Okay. Well, alright. Maybe you didn't drop the book up there.
Yup, I told you. When I'm up there, I spend a lot of time at the front, just looking out.
Pretty much. Well,
Or hovering over the chimney.
hovering over the chimney. Maybe you dropped it down the
Sometimes.
chimney and it got stuck.
I don't see anything down here.
I can't even see. Oh, maybe if I stand right here. Nope. I'm too tall. I'd have to. Yeah, I can't look up there. I guess you didn't drop through it. Or drop it.
No, there's probably a bird that lives in there anyway, so it's probably
Yeah, I
clogged.
can't even. Maybe. You said it's clogged.
Maybe. I don't really look down it.
I mean, all right. Maybe you need help unclogging it or something.
If you want, but they suggested Luna do it because she might fit in.
I don't know who that is. Oh wait. Oh wait, maybe. Not no, but over here the name.
The small woman with the ears.
There are a lot of small women.
That's true.
As big as I am, there are a lot of small women. Mm-hmm.
She's the one with the goat facts.
I thought you were the one telling the goat facts.
Not me, definitely not me.
And
She might come over and climb down the chimney someday, though.
someday. Mm. Is your bird okay?
I think it just returned. Hello.
You did. You're getting
Aw.
letters.
No, I sent one.
Oh, okay. You got the pen.
No, it's an enchanted piece of paper. I only have the
Oh.
one.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
So if they don't send it back, I'm out of luck.
Oh. That kinda sucks. I guess they didn't send it back then.
Not
Unless you
yet,
got it.
anyway. No.
Oh, oh. That's a little sad, man.
Yeah.
I could probably figure something out for him. Well, attempt. No promises. I'm not like everyone else that would be like, oh, I'm gonna do this! And then, like, don't do it. I'll just hit you with a no promise, because you never know when.
Okay. Speaking of promises,
Hmm.
the mercenaries may be bringing curtains. Oh no, that's carpet. No, possibly curtains. So, before you trade away something valuable, maybe check with them.
Alrighty then. I can check with them. If they beat me to it.
Yeah.
Instead of them doing it before me, I did it before them. And then they'll be the ones wasting their time. Not me. Uh-huh. No, I wasn't laughing.
Neither was I.
Yeah, you lack some emotion. I was thinking about going to go visit the mercenaries now. To bully one of them and then talk to the other. See if they're capable of making the weapon that I require now.
Oh, what are you looking for?
It's Scalos weaponry. It apparently cannot be crafted, but bought. But from a merchant, which I do not know where. That's what I've been told, so I'm just trying to get more sources on the matter.
Well, I can keep an orb out and try and find out for you.
Mm-hmm. That's a really bad pun.
It's the best I could do.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna go ahead, carry on, continue looking for Sanjay.
Okay.
Whatever the fuck his name is.
That was basically it. You got it.
Sanjay?
Sanjay, yes.
Oh, you lied to me. Wow. Can't believe it. You can lie too. You have some emotion.
That's
Alrighty.
the same thing almost. Sanjay and Sanjay.
Hey, you're saying I pronounced it wrong. It's different.
Thank you
Alright.
for visiting and investigating.
Oh yeah, of course. I still think someone murdered you though. See ya.
Okay, goodbye.
Dang it, she was so close!
Did I bring my dog? Wait, where's the... Wait a minute. Hang on a minute.
I only saw you.
Did you come back just to say that?
No, I'm just here.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to remember the way. Excuse me.
I haven't moved! You're the one who moved! Yeah, I'm not gonna, like, force the chimney too hard. Like, I've said it a bunch of times. She just didn't look down it when she was up there. Someone did murder Jeanoopie. I had to move my transmog because that's why I can't look into the boxes sometimes. I managed to work that out. I can tell you that everything she said is like real though. Like oh no. Did I not save it? Uh-oh. Misplayed. Ah, shoot.
Good evening. Didn't mean to stop you.
No, you're fine. Was on my way home after a few hours out.
Do you live in a very big castle in a tiny island in a lake?
No, but I did see that place today.
I heard about it, but I didn't know who lived there.
I am unsure who lives there myself. But it is quite the expansive civilization there.
I see. All I know is you live that way.
Opposite direction, but I suppose it's close. That castle you mentioned is to the southwest.
I see.
We are southeast.
Okay.
How has progress gone with moving the planchette?
I haven't moved it, but I have been working out.
Fair. Keep trying then. I'm sure you'll get it at some point.
Someone described me as a small ball, but I do think my form is a little larger.
I suppose so. You are definitely an orb of light, though.
True.
Has anything else of interest happened today?
Olivia tried to investigate a murder.
Oh? And where was this murder?
She thinks it happened here.
Fascinating. Did that turn up anything fruitful?
No, she just poked around the house a lot.
I see.
I was also visited by Tamina and Rayleigh and Luna.
I'll be right back with your carpets.
Thank you.
As I was about to say, Tamina mentioned something about you wanting Marlowe to bring you a carpet.
Well, just to make it a little more cozy for people who stop by.
Fair enough. Not a bad choice. Could also use a bit more furniture as well.
Indeed. I think
Though
they're...
that I am not of much help with.
Well, I think they're bringing curtains too, so it'll feel a
That's
little
good.
more homey.
Yes, one for each window, or a different amount.
If there was one for each window, there would be 29.
That's a fair number of windows.
There are 51 triangles and 69 squares that make up the floor and ceiling, totaling 720 boards total. There are 105 wall panels.
I see you've had some time on your hands to count all of these.
I've done it hundreds of times.
Fair enough. Can't imagine there's much more to do at this point in time.
No, most days are pretty similar.
We'll have to see if we can find you other ways to occupy your time.
I've been keeping a diary.
Have you found an object to write with then?
Not to write with, but Sanjay gave me an enchanted book.
I see. Then how are you able to keep a diary if you can't write with?
He said it's enchanted with some sort of magic. I don't know the particulars, but I just focus my thoughts into words.
Would it be possible if I saw the book?
Definitely, it's in the house. He provided a couple, but I keep forgetting to hold them, so I dropped them.
I might be able to fashion a pen if I am able to determine what enchantments he used.
It's on the table.
This one.
Yes. I remembered because I found it earlier.
Excellent. I have the sigils mostly memorized. I will confirm more so at home with some experimentation and see what I can come up with.
Is that dangerous?
No, just some trial and error.
I see.
Yo, look at those rings.
Most of these enchanted sigils I recognize. I just need to apply it to a different object. Should be fairly straightforward.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me examine the book.
Couldn't really stop you.
That's true, I suppose, but you could have said no and I wouldn't have forced myself into your home to look at it.
Okay. Well, you're welcome to wander through at any time.
Fair, and thank you. I'll keep that in mind whenever I come by looking for you.
Okay. Sometimes I wander through the back area, so I'm not out front.
Very well. With that, I am feeling a bit weary. I will be returning home. Once I have the pen crafted, I will bring it by.
Okay. Thank you very much for your consideration.
Of course. Stay safe, Jeanoopie.
Goodbye.
Yo, cool.
Hello.
Hello. I have good news.
Oh, I do as well.
What's your good news?
The house is still standing.
Yes, that is good news. I have better news.
Okay.
I found a source of a lot of feathers.
Okay.
For you to write.
Oh, are they enchanted?
Not yet. But now that I have this source of feathers, it'll be easier. In case I fail one spell, I can try again.
I see. Valhazic was just here. He thinks he can make one too.
Probably.
He looked at an
Oh.
enchanted book.
Yes. Both of us deal in the same sorts of magic.
Oh,
Enchantments are one of the many things we have in common.
what? If it's acceptable to ask, what sort of magic is that?
We suppose it's from... Well, typically it's divided into schools. Illusion, evocation. I believe this would just be enchantments.
It's a very noble line of magic.
I suppose, unless you enchant a sword to kill a village.
True, but since everyone, or not everyone, has magic, enchantment is one way that others can use magic or interact with magic.
Yes, I suppose that is true. I suppose it is a way to share magic. Do you think you have any magic?
No, probably not.
Have you tried casting a spell?
The masters of the house did test me when I was alive. But no.
I see. Where are your masters now?
I haven't seen them in quite a while, since I reformed.
Were they human?
No, they were elves.
Were they the long-living sword?
Yes.
Then perhaps they simply moved away.
That was my thought as well. But I'd like to have the house at least livable if they happen to return.
is it not livable right now?
It's not really up to the standards I would have kept for them.
I see. Sometimes all you need is a roof, though. And perhaps a sheet if it's cold.
True, but I was used to taking the rugs out and beating them, and cleaning the walls, and just doing basic chores to make the home more homey.
What about you? Did you also sleep in a homey room?
Yes, my paintings are still there, but the chest that held my belongings is gone.
Are you trying to get them back?
No, they're probably long gone.
What are you missing?
Well, there was several pairs or sets of clothing. I had a nice set for when we went to Fae events. I also had a small knife in a sheath that was carved out of some of the wood from when I arrived here.
Would you still want the clothing back even if you cannot wear it?
No, it's probably too old to use anymore.
What about new clothing?
I don't think I have any need for it, no.
Right, I figured as much, but perhaps for sentimentality.
I don't think I have much of that these days. Welcome back.
Hello, Jeanoopie.
Why would you like these?
Well, if they're already in a box, you can set it in here, or if you want to throw them on the ground, that works too.
What brings you both here? There's another comment about genitals.
Did he? Never mind.
What?
No, it
Thought I heard
also
something, but
appears
it couldn't have been.
a might, I believe.
I hope this is enough carpets for you.
I suppose not.
That's quite the pile.
You have a lot of space here.
Yes,
There's
true.
a spirit inside of
Oh, that's so small.
What is going on?
Oh,
I don't understand.
oh go on, Ulfric. You tell him.
Was that a joke?
Yes, it was Ulfric. Clearly went right over your head.
I see. There's a spirit inside of Demina's place. When I went there to buy my potion, it has a very long tongue and sharp teeth. It crawls all over the ceiling. It also says things like Stanley said. Pervert things.
What do you mean?
He is a pervert.
Coming from you, that's fucking rich.
How am I a pervert?
You told Jerry to give you a good fingering earlier.
I did no such thing. You're the one that pushed me down when he was coming to feel my face.
I was helping you out. Your bootlace was untied.
What is a fingering?
Oh, fucking hell.
Why don't you demonstrate on him?
Go on, bend over.
I do not want to. I prefer to stand.
It may be when we get back home.
If you're going to do a fingering to my ear, I would rather you not do that.
Alright, only because you insist.
Very well. The spirit is biding its time right now. The incense she has there and the herbs keep it docile. But it hasn't disappeared because it's feeding on something.
I see.
Yes. I saw it behind her curtains. And then it crawled out. Up on the ceiling. It pretended to lick her ear.
That's terrifying. Is she doing something about it?
Well, he considered asking me for help. I said I would look into what it is.
I hope you got to pay up front, because if there's a demon messing about, might not get a chance to get your coin.
Oh, right. I will let her know then when she stops by with the poison.
Yeah, be wise.
Very well. How much should I charge for this?
What do you reckon, Marlo? Demon and all?
It depends on how dangerous this demon is. If he's just licking ears, she might want to keep it.
He won't be feeling it. Right now he doesn't have the power to do anything. Much like Jeanoopie here. He doesn't have the energy. But he
Hello.
does have a form.
I would suggest some anise oil.
For her ears.
Or for the evil kind of spirity demon thing you're discussing.
Oils and herbs will only repel it for a time. You need something stronger to banish it.
That's a good point.
Otherwise, it'll lurk the lands where she lives. Much like yourself. Though I suppose there is a difference between the two of you.
Probably so. I haven't seen my tongue in quite a while. No, definitely not.
I see. If anything, it could prove dangerous. And she's a good apothecary.
Yes. Well, whatever you feel comfortable with charging. It is your life on the line.
Whatever price you set is fine by me.
Well, she's already trying to get us 20 gold to stop killing those wolves.
Yeah,
She's got money to waste then.
she does not. Maybe she still has not paid that up.
I see. Perhaps
Although
then...
she did make 5 gold off of me today. And I have another 2 for her partner.
Perhaps 5 for identifying and exorcising this demon.
Very well. I'll see
And
if that's agreeable.
And if it proves to be a lot more dangerous, 10.
Okay. 5 if it's not dangerous. 10 if it is.
And 15 if it's deadly.
Would dangerous not mean deadly?
Not necessarily.
And 20 if you end up bringing it home with you.
I won't. Besides,
25 if it's anywhere near my room.
there's already spirits in your room.
Oh yeah, whiskey and brandy?
No. Sinister women. They wish to squeeze your head and watch your eyeballs fall and roll. They cackle a lot at night, laughing as you sleep.
Yeah, well those ones can stay.
Yeah, one lives there. Her name is Marlowe.
Your spirit is familiar.
So is her touch.
I don't understand.
Well, you wake up with her mouth down your throat, you'll find out.
With her mouth down my throat.
Oh, fuck, I'm in her hand.
I don't want my mouth anywhere near yours.
Oh, shut up, you love it.
I still don't get it. I was talking about Philip.
Oh,
He likes to wander your room.
I mean, I have no idea what to say.
He's harmless, though. His head is squashed. Can't seem to function very well. Though he does try to throw chairs. He's a very faint one. As if
How
something's
much?
keeping him elsewhere.
How much do you want to rid of him?
We never know.
I do not mind spirits, they're everywhere. Even here.
That is one I wish to be far away.
From Philip.
Yes.
And then there's only one way. Get rid of what keeps him here. Near you.
I'm trying to think really fast.
I'm going to head home.
Oh, too late.
Very well. That is where I was heading.
Come on in. Good to see you, Jeanoopie.
You as well. Thank you for stopping by and for the rugs.
Of course. What's next on the list?
Tamina may or may not be bringing curtains, but Olivia may or may not be bringing them.
I see. And what else besides curtains?
I am working on his feather, so he can write.
Right.
Do you say Olivia, Jeanoopie?
Yes.
If you see her, tell her Gray says hello.
Gray says hello, got it.
Alright, shall we?
Great.
Think of some other comforts you'd enjoy.
Okay, I'll try and figure it out.
Perhaps a pillow.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Good night. I'll turn it down as soon as I swap to the outro, by the way. So it's gonna be loud, just a heads up. I'm gonna give it a second too. It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be loud. Okay, you had your warnings. Oh, someone's here. You got lucky.
Hello.
Hello, floating ball.
Hello,
How's your day going?
non-floating. The same as yesterday.
Has anybody come by?
Yes. Tamina and Raleigh were here with Luna, and then I spoke with Olivia and she investigated. I also spoke to Marlo, and I don't know which is which, but Stanley and Ulfric.
Alright, it seems that you've been quite busy.
I'm averaging a visitor every 1.75 hours.
That is far more than I get. Good for you.
Thank you. It's mostly people passing by on their way home. Marlo delivered a crate of rugs.
Are you capable of putting them down, or does she need to put them down for you?
No, they're in the crate over there.
I'm not much for decoration.
That's okay. Someone will throw them out eventually. Or steal them.
More than likely.
Olivia investigated a murder.
Who was murdered?
No one we can tell, but she thinks one happened here.
Odd. I'm not much for investigations. My job is very simple.
What is your profession?
I'm a mercenary. But within my group, my job is to handle and take care of certain problems.
I see. Mercenary personship can be a variety of jobs, though.
Yes, but when they are more of investigation, Marlowe and Pebble handle those.
Oh, I see.
Until they find out if it gets dangerous or not, then I am called in.
I see.
If it's magically oriented, it goes to Ulfric. Or Dead Lizard.
Did you hear about the spirit demon kinda long tongue thing?
No. People don't really talk to me.
Well, they were discussing a job for Talmina. It's apparently haunting her or something.
Alright, maybe I'll swing by Tamina's and get some more information, if I am required or not.
They were discussing the price out front.
Yeah, that's Marlowe's job. I probably need to go by someone's house to see if they've been kidnapped or bothered. No, probably running back past here again.
Okay, I may or may not be in a form.
Alright. I'll see you around, Floating Ball.
Thank you for stopping by.
Yo, that's what we want. We want people to just walk in and be like, is there a ghost in here? No? Okay, and then leave. But I happen to be here this time, right? That's cool. Okay, I'm leaving for realsies. Good night again. Goodbye again. Fourth warning. This is gonna be loud, probably. Bye. Yeah, well, hey, I created it for the end of my YouTube videos, and then I just alter the volume on that outro based on how loud the rest of the video is, so that it's uniform throughout the whole thing. So it needed to be as loud as possible so that you could turn it down. Yo, thanks, IT. Remember to smash that like button. Absolutely demolish the like button. Take each letter out into the backyard, fill up your shotgun, and then set it to the side because you want to have a hands-on experience when you demolish that like button. You don't have to subscribe or share. I'm not gonna put these bits in my butt. Thank you for the 100 bits. Jeez.
Have hearts. Have hearts. Have hearts.